Hey folks, just a long-winded message to let you know that although Game of Thrones Season 4 has come to an end, this is not the end for Ozzy Man. I will go back and fucking recap and review previous Game of Thrones seasons, plus other TV shows, plus movies, and a bunch of other fun ideas. So do join me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are below, and thanks very much for joining me for Season 4. We've had some fun times. Now let's fucking do the finale. Curly hair. Jono is going for a walk to see Mance Radar, dead giant. He arrives at the wildling camp. Mance greets him and John says he's here to negotiate. They have a sit down and discuss loyalty and how John had sex with Ygritte. But she's dead. So they do some shots in her memory and John gets a burny throat. They also toast Gren and the big fuck-off giant him and the fellas killed. They start to talk business and Mance just wants him and his people to live behind the wall because fucking winter is apparently coming. They get interrupted by a big army. It looks like the army of a bloke with a decent bank loan. Yep, Pinky and the Brain are definitely in the house. One Drongo decides it's a good time to charge and deservedly gets shit mixed. Stannis asks Mance to kneel before him, but Mance is like, yeah, nah, fucking get your hand off it, dickhead. John reveals that he is Ned Stark's son and tells Stannis that Mance isn't a bad bloke and does deserve a fair go. Back at King's Landing, Gregor Clegane is dying. Oberyn had poisoned his spear. Although I wish for his death with the power of 1,000 Charlie Sheen sons, it looks like he'll be turned into some kind of medieval Robocop. Tywin and Cersei are having another blue because she doesn't want to marry Sir Loras. She gets ultra fired up because she wants to be in King's Landing with her son Tommen. If Tywin does send her away, she says she'll go public with the truth about her and Jaime being all gross and incest. She then goes to talk to Jaime about how Tyrion should die and she fucking seduces him. Over in Meereen, Dany is still learning that it's not all fun and freedom. As a former slave asks her if he can go back to working for his master. It gave him a sense of purpose and he didn't mind the work. The next bloke approaches, quiet distraught, because Drogon has toasted his daughter. Fucking tough day at the office. Drogon is missing, but she chains up the other two in the very dark basement. Powerful dragon acting. And it's sadder than Jorah leaving. At the wall, there's a big funeral and Jon catches Melisandre making eyes at him. So he quickly gives closure to his previous relationship by cremating Ygritte and having a secret cry. Hodor, Bran, Jojen and Mira are trudging along. They find a mint climbing tree and are awestruck by what could become a great clubhouse. I hope their password is Hodor. To get to the clubhouse, they have to fight undead skeletons. Bran does his invasive party trick to become Brandor and kicks butt. Mira does super well, but Jojen unfortunately gets stabbed in the bladder. Skeletons then explode, and Bran has been saved by another Sandlot kid. Jojen and Mira say their last goodbye. She slits his throat to put him out of his pain, and he also gets blown up. Inside the cubby, Bran finds the three-eyed raven that has now taken a somewhat Santa Claus-like form. He lets Bran know that he will never walk again, but he will fly. Looking for her horse, Brienne spots Arya water dancing. She strikes up a convo, not knowing who she is yet. Once the hound shows up, the penny drops, and Brienne explains that she's sworn to protect Sansa and Arya. There's a series of misunderstandings and miscommunications, and Brienne can't convince Arya to come with her, so the only option is to get in a fight. Brienne beats the hound. He takes a nasty fall. After all her hard work, Pod says he doesn't know where Arya went. Arya finds the hound busted and broken and pleading for her to kill him. Instead, she takes all his cash and leaves him in a bad state. He taught her well. Tyrion gets a visit from his brother Jaime, who sets him free. They leg it down a secret passageway and to a secret door. Man hug. Plus a kiss that smells like Cersei's minge. After Jaime leaves Tyrion, he thinks twice. He goes to Tywin's bedroom and sees a Sheila. Oh snap, it's Shay. They have a domestic in which Tyrion ends up strangling her to death. Sitting on the dunny, Tywin gets a visit from Tyrion. He also gets an arrow in the guts and in the chest, and Tyrion leaves him to die on the fucking shitter. Then, Varys helps him escape. Finally, Arya has decided she won't join Brienne and uses her fancy coin to hitch a ride to Braavos. End Season 4. Although Charles Dance has been a tremendous actor to watch, I was happy seeing Tywin's life spiral out of control in this episode. He is a character that is always in control, and even in his final moments on the John, he thought he could manipulate Tyrion to putting the crossbow down. I'm sure we can all breathe a sigh of relief we got to see this scene instead of Tyrion's execution. I have trouble imagining Tywin and Shay hooking up, but I guess the alignment of politicians and hookers isn't that unusual, really. This sequence should feel like the biggest moment of the episode, but it wasn't as much of a standout for me as the Brienne, Arya and Hound scene. I loved the chat between Arya and Brienne, and it was almost surreal to see their paths cross. I thought the conflict became a little forced because everyone has Arya's best interest at heart, but yeah, nah, I get it, there needed to be a big fuck-off fight. It was great to enjoy this fight whilst also not wanting them to fight. I was emotionally dyslexic throughout it. The choreo was brutal, complete with Maria Sharapova screams. The post-fight scene chat with Arya was a nice moment too. Her callousness and thieving shows that she really has become quiet like the Hound. Considering we haven't seen his death confirmed, I would say he's not done just yet. I like seeing Stannis finally on the move, and having his entourage now mashed in with Jon and the Night's Watch intrigues me. The Jon Mance scene was good too. Hearing that the free folk just want a safe haven during winter has me invested in their cause all of a sudden. I'm glad that Jon's suicidal motive to kill Mance became redundant. The Mountain becoming a medieval Robocop scares the bejesus out of me. The scenes I really couldn't get into were Cersei and Jaime. I think their characters have become an incongruent mess this season, and Dany still hearing about her treatment of the masters and slaves being poorly handled is getting repetitious. The only thing I got from this sequence is that she's learning when to break chains and when to put them on. Yeah, nah, cool, but I think her bad terms with Jorah would have been a stronger season end. Let's face it, Jojen was slowing the team down, so yeah, you can fuck off, buddy. I don't mind the fantastical nature of Bran's journey, and I think he had an inclination for this stuff when he always loved old Nan's stories. We get to meet one of the mythologized children, and yeah, this episode is about children. Tyrion and his old man, Arya letting go of her latest father figure, Cersei wanting to stay with Tommen. Fucking hell, you could even look at the Mountain being reborn, and Qyburn becoming a weird Frankenstein-type father. Overall, it was a tidy finale episode. I do worry about the dwindling amount of top blokes and Sheilas that I can attach myself to, but we got resolution on a bunch of things, and we even have some new adventures to look forward to.
Life was never good to me, leaving home. I smell the morning air.
Pricks.
Leaving home. Life was never good. You can work it out well.